Hi, I'm Bob Weir with the Cross Timbers Gazette, and my guest today is Don McDaniel, a member of the Flower Mound Planning and Zoning Commission, who has recently announced his intention to seek a seat on the Flower Mound Town Council. Thanks for being here, Don.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, just to give some background information and some history. You ran for a council seat last year, but your opponent, Kevin Bryant, was elected along with two other council members. One of them, Brian Roundtree, has since resigned his seat, citing health issues. Subsequently, former Councilman Mark Wise was appointed to fill that position until the new election in May of this year. Is that the seat you're currently running for?
Well, at this point, I'm not prepared to declare which seat I'm going to run for because I don't know Steve Dixon's intentions. If the only open seat is seat 1 when it comes time to file, then yes, I'll be declaring for seat 1. But should Steve decide that he's not going to run, then I would probably file for seat 2, or seat 4, excuse me.
Okay. And when does the official filing date for council seats begin and end?
It begins January 20th and ends on February 19th.
All right. Sometime in mid-December, you announced your intention to run. Why so early?
Well, I think it's important to show folks in town that I have an interest in doing this, that I have an interest in serving. I'm not waiting around, equivocating, waiting to see what turns up and what happens. It's important for folks to know that I intend to serve. And also at that time, honestly, there was quite a bit of negativity, lots of negative stuff going on council, and I thought it was the right time to draw a contrast to that, to show folks that there are other options and to get them go ahead and start thinking about those other options and what they're going to do this spring.
All right. How about if you give voters some background information, such as your education, occupation,
okay,
family, etc.?
Well, I went to high school in Harlingen High School and down in the Valley. Graduated in '86. I attended Texas A&M University and the University of North Texas. Lived in the North Texas area all since that time, with a couple of brief stints in Kansas and California, but I got here back as quickly as I could. So we've lived in Flower Mound for almost 16 years now. I feel like I've got a good grasp on the town at this point within the last couple of years. It takes a while to become a native Flower Mounder. There's folks that have lived here a lot longer than I have, but I've certainly enjoyed my time here and I can't imagine living anywhere else. I currently serve on Planning and Zoning. Prior to that, I was on the Transportation Commission. I'm involved in numerous events and organizations in town, the Summit Club. I sit on the Mound Foundation. Recently helped with the Save the Cabin campaign. I'm the president of our middle school PTA in my second term there. So I enjoy being involved in the community, and this to me is just another way to give back, to serve on town council.
Okay, well, during the campaign last year, many voters were concerned that the town was growing too fast and becoming much less rural. What are your thoughts on the way the town has grown?
Well, I think the town has grown quite a bit recently, but I think that is on par with the rest of the county and North Texas in general. And in fact, the idea of rampant, uncontrolled growth is a little bit of a misnomer. The county on whole, the last year grew at a rate of about 3%. We have grown at a rate of about 1%. So that's a little bit of a misnomer, this rampant, uncontrolled growth. Yes, we have grown. Yes, there's been a lot of changes in Flower Mound, but I think it's completely on par and within reason comparatively. North Texas has boomed. We are adding jobs at a great clip. We are one of the strongest economies in the country, and it's to be expected, I think, that we would grow.
And what is the progress of the Riverwalk development, for example?
Well, you know, that's a very interesting question, and my friend Gene Levinick actually has raised that question a couple of times at the last council meetings and has asked for a progress report. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of great presentations on the Riverwalk, but I don't believe that the citizens or the town council have actually received what I consider to be a progress report. And in fact, Gene asked again at the last council meeting for that. I think it's time that the town and the town council receive an actual progress report with a timeline and some hard and fast dates on what kind of things are going to happen when. we've been shown a lot of baubles and a lot of shiny things, and that's great. But we've been receiving a presentation recently and not a progress report, and quite honestly, that concerns me a little bit. The reticence of the developer to show us actual progress and to commit to some dates and stuff has me a little bit concerned. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the Riverwalk, and I want to see it succeed, but I think people are starting to get a little antsy, and I certainly am, and I think it's time that we actually get a progress report as opposed to just a presentation.
Yeah, I think people would like to know how close are we to completion.
Of course, absolutely.
And, so I think that progress report is necessary. How about the hotel at the Riverwalk?
Well, I know based on Bobby Dolak's last presentation, they are working on infrastructure. And as you know, on any kind of a project, a big portion of any project is everything that's underground. The plumbing, the sewage, the electrical, all of that kind of good stuff. Once it gets above ground, it jumps up pretty quickly. So they're still in the process of procuring some right-of-way and some of that kind of stuff for the infrastructure. But I know that they're well on their way with that, and we should see some upward progress on that really soon.
That's good to hear. Would you like to say anything about Lakeside progress?
Well, I tell you, Lakeside has been what a success story. In fact, I was made aware of a tour that happened day before yesterday of successful mixed-use projects in the DFW area. And the only mixed-use project in our immediate vicinity that this tour stopped at was Lakeside. Lakeside truly is a gem of success for a mixed-use project. The fact that they are selling out the homes and condos and apartments at the rates that they are is fantastic. Businesses are lining up to get moved in there, and the businesses that are already opened are seeing fantastic success. One of the key indicators to me that this is the right kind of market and the right kind of product is that over 70% of the folks that have taken up residency there or that are currently building houses there are current or former Flower Mound residents. I think that says a lot about the project itself.
I like that movie house too.
Oh, absolutely, me as well. Yeah, me and the kids both. We spent a lot of time over the Christmas break.
That is so comfortable.
Absolutely.
Watching a movie and being able to have a drink or eat something.
And being able to do it right down the street from my house. Actually, I have an anecdotal story. A friend of my son's lives in Woodlake Estates, right there adjacent. And he was so excited that when he gets a little bit older, he'll be able to ride his bike over to see a movie. And I thought, you know, what a great little anecdotal story about how we've, quite honestly, with these types of projects and this type of stuff, we're improving people's lives. We're providing services and products that they want to see in their neighborhoods. And I think that's been a huge success there.
All right, let me ask you, what do you think is the most important issue facing the town?
Well, I think that's twofold. I think that Flower Mound to a certain degree has lost its brand. I think we've kind of forgotten who we are. We've gotten so tied up in these heated debates about trees and development and congestion on the roadways and how many jobs this has provided versus that and that kind of stuff, and we've lost our brand, and our brand is family. That's who we are. At our core, I think the majority of the folks that live here moved here because of family, for one reason or another. It's either a safe place to raise a family, because of great schools, because of proximity to the airport or to a job so that they can have quality time with their family. I think if we focus on our brand, focus on who we are at our core, which is family, these other issues will resolve themselves. We'll be able to talk about what kind of services and stuff do families need, what kind of infrastructure in the way of parks and stuff do families need. If we can concentrate on our brand, concentrate on family, then the rest of this stuff will come together.
Well, lastly, I would just ask you quickly if you, how you plan to campaign, like door-to-door, debates?
Absolutely door-to-door. My success, I think, in the past and through this campaign will be one-on-one conversations. That's where I'm going to have success. And that's, again, you know, family, personal conversations. You know, we'll be walking around through neighborhoods. I'll be attending every forum, every candidate's debate that's available to me. I don't know that I'll be doing a mailer. I did one last time. I don't know that it was hugely impactful, so not certain that I'll do that, but certainly a lot of door-to-door visitations.
Well, I want to thank you, Don, for coming over for the interview. It's a real pleasure, and I wish you the best in the campaign trail, and we'll see what happens in the future with Flower Mound.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
And thank you.